significantly, this is my very first public comment on the matter.
Oh, really?
Very first public comment on the matter.
Okay.
Now, this is a matter which has many, many dimensions.
Yes.
So many dimensions. First of all, there is no doubt at all that Sammy Gyamfi is a darling boy of the sitting president. Nobody can deny that. You understand? There's no doubt at all that he's a very popular figure in the National Democratic Congress. And there's no doubt at all also about the fact that he's a very efficient communicator, very eloquent, sometimes exceedingly abrasive, but still very eloquent and articulate and so on. And I'm not surprised that what has happened has split all the political parties in the middle. You have a case where people in the New Patriotic Party, some people in the New Patriotic Party are saying he's done nothing wrong and that nobody should touch him. And the same party has its officers holding a press conference to demand that he be suspended and that proper investigation should be carried out. Even the New Patriotic Party is divided. If you come to the National Democratic Congress, you have a similar situation, where some are actually calling for his head. And some are saying he's done nothing wrong, and so on. Now, that is an interesting personality, a personality whose actions leads to this significant, divisions in the major political parties. Must be a very interesting personality. And that is why this case becomes so very important. Because everybody has his or her eyes on President John Dramani Mahama and his chief of staff. Everybody is waiting to see what they are going to do. You understand? Because what they are going to do with this case may become a definition
of the code of conduct.
A definition of this government for now and for the future. And that is why they have to be very, very careful about how they treat this matter. It will be a definition. So, I actually pity my friend Julius, you understand. It's a very big job he has to do. But he has to be careful. Because everybody is waiting to see what they will do. And you made the point. We gave Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo the name of clearing agent. Why?
Because two deputy chief of staff of his were accused of something. The matter was referred to the CID. The CID cleared them. And then Apoka opponents say, hey, he's a clearing agent.
And you see, in dealing with these matters, perception is as important
as politics, tactics, optics.
Perception is as important as fact. And those who are handling this matter ought to take that seriously.
Yeah.
The fact that perception is as important as fact. In any case, what are we talking about? The young man Sammy Gyamfi himself has issued a statement in which he apologizes for his indiscretion. Who am I to say anything anymore? You understand?
But unfortunately, he's a politician, so his opponents will go after him.
He himself has apologized for his indiscretion. Okay? One of the problems he has is the kind of pedestrian, sometimes stupid defense that some of his friends offer. It is killing him. And if I were him, and if he has any means to advise those friends to stop making that defense, it will be in his interest. For example, to say that he's a kind person and was responding to the needy and so on should not be repeated anywhere again.
Why? But he's kind. He helps the needy.
Agradaa is the needy woman.
You never know.
Oh, but you know that she's a needy woman.
I don't know.
So why the introduction? Agradaa is a needy woman who is a beneficiary of charity. We should stop saying that.
We heard you.
They should stop saying that.
Right.
And then the argument that, oh, this is not out of character, and that is a daily occurrence for Sammy Gyamfi. Stop saying that. You are not doing him any good by saying that. You are crucifying him. You understand? I have a lot of admiration for Sammy Gyamfi. And it's because he's very articulate. He's so very articulate. He's very logical. He's very combative and so on. There are some aspects of his things that I'm not very comfortable with.
He's going.
Yeah, but on the whole, he's a good communicator. And I think that you cannot look at the victory of the National Democratic Congress and ignore Sammy Gyamfi. He contributed to it. So he's an important figure. He's done his bit and so on. But stop putting childish defenses in the public domain. Because it infuriates people and it makes the campaign, stimulates the campaign. Some of the things being said should not be said. And I heard somebody say, for example, that, oh, he's always been rich. Abba, stop saying that. What is that? He's always been rich. Where is that coming from? So look, there are circumstances where sometimes justice is tampered with mercy. Alright? There are many instances, even in the law courts and so on. It happens. Yeah. It can happen in this case. The judgment actually now is that of the Chief of Staff and President Mahama. And in coming to a conclusion on this matter, they should weigh all the sides. You understand? You just launched a code of ethics a week ago and made public commitments and so on. How does all of this sit in that scenario? And unfortunately, Mr. Julius Debra, you have to carry this card. You understand? You cannot behave like that guy in the Bible who said, let this cup pass me over or something. Is that what he said?
Yes.
You cannot behave like that.
Okay. But yes, we like begging politicians for money too much. Enjoy, sir. Oh, no. No, it's a very filthy culture we've nurtured. It's terrible. I know what Kwasi will say, but why did they give? We've not trouble for them. So, Ebu Bakman, your very good friend, Alan Shati says the MPP needs voices like Eugene Entry to help revive and rebrand the party for future relevance. The current leadership, both in parliament and in day-to-day governance, is steadily eroding the party's appeal to Ghanaians. Please go ahead, sir.
I've done a few radio programs with leaders of parties.
Right.
And when you close and you get out to the car park, sometimes there are 100 people there.
Oh, it's terrible.
Waiting to extort money
from you.
From the person. There's one general secretary that I pitied all the time. We will come out of this radio station, get to the car park, and there are about 100 people. And then they all start shouting, Honorable, something one, GS1, and so on. Bossu Neke, and all of that. And he has to pay. So he's always carrying a bag full of money.
Yeah.
And I always kept wondering where that money was coming from.
Right.
Because nobody earning a legitimate income will carry up to, if I'm not exaggerating,
sometimes 100,000
to 30,000 to 40,000 in a bag,
100,000
just to distribute to praise singing crowds.
Yeah.
So if he goes to a radio station 3 times in a week, how much is he spending? And then there are some people who have made it a profession.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you go to every ministry, there are about 20 of them lurking in the corner. As soon as they see the honorable driving, you know what I'm talking about. As soon as the honorable driving,
I live it. You know what I know? I live it.
They start shouting, honorable, honorable Bakupe, and so on. And the honorable is supposed to pay for it. How do you guys get the money to pay for all of this?
And if you're an MP,
still survive?
And if you're an MP, your re-election can sometimes be determined by that.
Yes.
No.
Oh,
no,
in some cases, no. In some cases,
no.
What?
Oh no.
Not
by the people who line up at the ministries.
Oh, okay, no, I'm not talking
Not
about
by the people who line up.
I'm talking about when they go to the
but it's the same in the constituencies.
But Master, in the constituency, you have a big problem.
Yes.
Look, in the big constituency, an MP at the weekend can have 6 to 7 funerals. If you're an MP, you can't go to a funeral and donate 500 cedis.
No.
So imagine that every week the MP has to go to 5 funerals and is donating 2,000 cedis at every funeral.
It's not sustainable.
How much does he earn? And that is why yesterday I read some statement which had been made by Osla Owusu.
Oh, yes. In defense of Nana Akufo-Addo.
Exactly. And in there was a claim that the president had to subsidize the salaries of the MPs.
Yes.
I told you that's not true.
Well, but she has
It's not true.
But I was in parliament with Esla. So I'm telling you it's not true. And I said, yesterday we met at peace. He read it. And I said, what shows that this letter is coming from Esla?
Oh, you mean that it is the so-called letter we're seeing?
Yes.
Was not authored by Esla.
No, you can't say that.
But has Esla come out to speak to it?
She hasn't denied it.
No, but fair enough. But what I told you was that subsidy
yes.
that was being referred to as a top-up.
Yes.
That you referred to on
yes.
peace.
I just read.
So you read it, but I said you were the one reading it. So I said you referred to.
Yes.
It was even bigger than our main salary. I said that cannot be true.
No, forget about being bigger than your main salary.
But you see, I've doubts about the authenticity of
but
the writer.
But hold on.
Have you put a call through to her?
Why should I put a call? Because she's a lawyer, she can come and defend. But I know it's not true. That's why she's not being responding to it.
Yes, sir.
Masha, you can doubt it, whatever. On your salary, there is no way you can pay all these funeral donations and satisfy all those who gather at radio stations waiting for you.
That's true.
And there's
no way.
It's impossible.
So a subsidy was coming from somewhere.
Not necessarily.
Maybe from private businessmen.
From private businesses.
All of you do private business.
No, they are friends. They are friends who are private businesses.
They are friends.
So that's the subsidy.
That's why you said from